everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's worship. We're going to be thinking about generosity again this morning, and we're going to start by lighting our candle. Jesus is the light of the world. Shine, Jesus, shine. We're going to start this morning by singing a worship song. It's called One Way, and I don't think we've sung it before, so I've got the words and the lyrics for you to join in with. It's quite an active one, so get yourselves ready and get up dancing around your living rooms.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're gonna do now is we're all gonna get down nice and low. That's it, how low can you go? And we're gonna sing, you are the way, the truth and the life. Come on, let me hear ya. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Come on!
I want you to have a look at the picture on the screen now. Do you know what these are? These are tiny acorns, and these have the potential to grow into something much mightier, and that is part of the miracle of nature. This tiny seed can grow into something much, much bigger. I'm showing you a picture now of the major oak, which is in Nottingham, and I was lucky enough to go to Sherwood Forest a couple of years ago, and this is a well-known tree, the major oak. It's a absolutely huge oak tree where legend has it Robin Hood and his merry men used to meet. You can see that something small can grow into something mighty. As you listen to the story about a wise man and generous shepherd this morning, I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself in this barren land. Think about the sounds and smells and how the landscape feels. Imagine a place, deserted and barren, where nothing but wild lavender grew. Some 40 years ago, I walked through just such a place. After 3 days of walking, I camped near an abandoned village. I had run out of water the day before, and among the ruined houses I thought I would find a spring. But the spring was dry. I had to move on. I walked for 5 long hours, and the fierce hot wind seemed to dry up all hope. Away in the distance I glimpsed a shape which I mistook for a tree. There were no trees. It was a shepherd with a flock of sheep lying on the baking earth. He shared his water with me and took me to his cottage, a neat house, swept clean with a pot of soup bubbling over the fire. The man lived here alone. He hardly spoke, but still I understood that I could stay the night, for the nearest village was more than a day away, and the people there were harsh and angry. For 3 years he'd planted trees in this wilderness. 100,000. He thought the land was dying for a lack of trees, and he decided to put it right. The next day, I went on my way. Imagine a place, muddy and cold, a place where men died and the only sounds on the wind were gunfire and bombs. And so I soldiered through my first war, and when it was over, I needed to breathe fresh air. So I headed once again for the barren lands. I came to the same deserted village and glimpsed in the distance the mountain tops covered in a carpet of trees. The shepherd tree planter lived there still, though now he kept bees, for his sheep would nibble the young trees. The war had not disturbed him at all, and he continued to plant. The oak trees were now taller than either of us, and I was lost for words as we walked through his forest. Not just oaks. He'd planted beech trees too, and down in the valley, birch trees, which grew water from out of the earth. As streams began to flow and the harsh wind scattered seeds, so too plants and flowers began to appear. Hardly anyone came to the barren lands, and those who did thought nature had managed this all by herself. No one dreamed of the wonderful way the old tree planter had discovered to be happy. Imagine a place where a sweet breeze blows. Imagine the sound of water splashing from a fountain and happy chatter as villagers mend their houses and weed their vegetable plots. Imagine the sound of the wind in the trees of a great forest. As I stepped off the bus for my last visit to the barren lands, I saw that they were barren no longer. This was now a good place to live. When the man who planted trees died peacefully, a very old man, more than 10,000 people who never knew him owed him their happiness. At the beginning of that story, there was a barren land. It was dead, lonely, dry, nothing there at all. And by the end, through the shepherd's generosity, he had turned it into a beautiful countryside where people were living happily. And at the end, when the man passed away, through his acts of generosity, he had made and caused happiness for so many other people. What differences did you notice in that story between the land at the beginning and at the end? Through the shepherd's generosity of planting those acorns and all the other seeds that he planted as well, he managed to create something beautiful for others to enjoy. Now, we might not go outside planting things, but through small acts of kindness, they can have a lasting impact on the other people around us, whether that's people we know and love in our household, or our neighbours, or people that we've never even met. I want you to have a think carefully about the gifts that you can offer to other people. What small acts of kindness can you do to brighten someone's day, and actually things that might have an impact on their longer life? How would you want to be remembered? I want you to listen to the music this morning, and we're going to have a time of reflection where we all spend just a bit of time thinking, either by ourselves quietly or with our grown-ups at home, about how we would want to be remembered for our generous acts.
You were the Word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you, our Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. You didn't want heaven without us, so Jesus, you brought heaven down. My sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to say a prayer now, and if you want to make the prayer your own, you can say Amen at the end. Creator God, you made the world to be a beautiful place. Give us the imagination and generosity to keep it beautiful for our own generation and for those who will come after us. Amen. I am really starting to miss your prayers being shared in worship, so if you'd like to share one below that we can all say Amen to, then please do. Or if you want to send in a video of yourself saying a prayer, then please do that. Okay, we've come to the end of our worship this morning, so we're going to blow out the candle to end our special time together. Jesus is the light of the world, a light no darkness can put out. Keep going with your amazing learning, children, and I'm looking forward to seeing everything that you get up to over the course of the week. See you later. Bye.